Alright, welcome to Ice Mountain Zone. This is one of my favorite worlds in the game. Actually, it is my favorite world in the game. I love the level design here. Like, it's just... I don't know, when I was a kid, I love going to the snow. Because I get to go, like, snowboarding, sledding, as well as, like, skiing and like, basically just play around in the snow. That's what I really like about it, and that's, and then, like, the atmosphere just looks so cool. Everything's all white and such. But I mean, of course, the bad thing about being in the snow is that it's really cold, and you don't want to be in the snow for too long because, yeah, well, it's cold, and nobody likes to be in cold weather. And likes to be in the cold weather. Nobody likes to be in the hot weather either. So it's like, well, which do you prefer, hot or cold? I don't know, but yeah. This world also features water, as you can see. So therefore, with water, you have limited. You cannot be in the water for too long, otherwise you will drown. And in a typical 2D Sonic game, well, in basically every Sonic game, Sonic does not like to swim at all. It's really slow. You do jump higher though, so it makes platforming a little bit easier, but still, it's not fun to be in water. So you want to try to avoid that whenever possible. Okay, there we go. Occasionally in the water, there are these air bubbles that will help refill your air meter, your internal air meter. Whoa, okay, cool. Yeah, your internal air meter, which is useful, so that you can travel through the water longer. Oh crap, I messed that up. So that's your basic mechanic for waters. Usually, that applies for every Sonic game, for the most part. And yes, every character is affected by the water physics, and not just Sonic. Otherwise, that'd be pretty overpowered, and that just gives you a reason not to play as Sonic. Although I did hear stories, I have heard stories of people saying that Sonic is the worst character in this game, which is kind of weird because, you know, it's Sonic. Like, how can he possibly be the worst character of his own game? Apparently he is, according to when I have interacted with speedrunners of this game. They say he's not that great, well, I don't know. I don't know that because I've really only used Amy the most out of all the characters in this game. Because I just like Amy. Amy is like, her gameplay is really cool. A lot of people don't really. That's something that a lot of people don't really appreciate enough. Is like how useful her hammer abilities are, especially in the later Sonic Advance games. In the other Sonic Advance games, as far as I know, her hammer is really, really good. But I've yet to play the other Sonic Advance games, which I really want to, because this is a really good game, and I'm sure that if I enjoy this game, I can enjoy the other games in the series as well. Alright, anyway, so now we have the boss here. The boss is actually really easy with Amy. Normally, you're supposed to use icicles in order to get to Eggman, but with Amy, the hammer is so enormous that... Oh, okay, well, that actually helps. Yeah, the problem is that this is an underwater boss, so you have to fight this boss really fast. Otherwise, you're gonna drown, unless you can find a way to get up to the surface, which is pretty hard with Amy. Tails has it pretty easy, yeah, Amy has the easiest time with the boss. because her hammer hitbox is so huge that all you have to do is jump and hammer, and that's it. Every other character you have to find different strategies around it.